Hello guys, hope you all are good and welcome to another grand interesting video on your behavior channel. And in this today's video we are going to learn about some of the elements in the process flow, and you will be learning the model which we have created in a Flexsim environment. Okay, so we are going to learn how to create these types of simulation model in a Flexsim simulation using process flow, and if there are some additional things which we need to learn, we are going to learn in this. So this is going to be a very exciting and interesting video, so wait till end and you will be able to learn a lot of exciting stuffs in the simulation area. So this is your behavior channel and we do Flexsim simulation modeling training modules. So thanks for staying with us. If you haven't liked the video, do like it, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do not forget to subscribe to behavior channel. You can also visit our website beawarechannel.com for exciting stuffs related to blogs, industrial engineering and simulation training models. So do not forget to visit our website beawarechannel.com. So what comes to your mind when you look the simulation model? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, the first thing which comes to your mind. Now what are we going to do? Just look at the simulation model and you will automatically understand the things we are going to do. The first very thing if you see is that the forklift is carrying the parts in a batch. Okay, so basically it is going to carry it in a batch. It is not going to transfer the parts one by one. Okay, the another thing which you will be able to see now is look at the skew carefully and you will be able to see that the parts are now going to be ended onto this buffer, and then we are basically going to replenish them. Just look at how we are going to replenish them, right? So let me zoom in that area if you want to have a closer look at this area. And the rest of the line is robotic. Okay, and we are going to have certain stations which have certain cycle times onto that. Just look at how this has been replenished. Okay, now the forklift is basically going to go this rack area, right, and he is going to bring in the parts and replenish those. Okay, so if you see that the forklift transfers the part basically in a groups and those and then released on this queue, right? So there are certain learning aspects for this. First, how can we replenish this, okay, with one go, with the batch size or whatever it is required, right? Then if you could look at, we are having these two parts generated from the single part out of this separator, and those are transferred onto this conveyor, and the operator is then transferring those to their respective queues, and we have a forklift assigned for both of the respective queues which transfer these parts in a batch size, right? And if you look at, this is our inventory or initial rack, right? So we will also know that how are these parts been created at the start of the model run. So I'll just reset, and if you see, in the moment I am going to run the model, I'm going to have these parts available here. So this is basically called as the initial inventory, initial available inventory for our production line, right? Now let us understand the first and very thing which is here is related to creating an initial inventory in this rack, right? So we're going to reset the simulation model and then you will be able to analyze that stuff. Okay, so let me make this smaller so you can have a greater visualization here. Okay, and you will be having a great view of the environment and the stuffs here. Let me make that visibility clear, right? So now I hope you will be able to see most of the stuffs required in this view, right? And then if you see, now what we are going to have is we are going to generate a source. Okay, one token we are going to generate at the start of the stuff, and then basically we are going to create the object. So the quantity which we need to create in this rack, we are going to define this as 6360 as a quantity. Okay, and we are going to assign it to token.item, right? So we are going to create this. So the process flow for this would be in this way. If you could look at, okay, we are going to have 6360 parts generated onto this rack. The object is box. You can select whichever you need based on the flow items in here, right? Then what we are going to do is we are going to create another 40 quantities here onto this queue, okay? And that is where we are creating two initial inventories, one at this queue, one at this rack, with the prescribed quantity, and what we need to create is here. So we are clicking create in, we are assigning where to create those parts. Similarly here you will see we are creating it in this rack in here. Then when we go to the assign labels, right, we are going to assign a label named as number with a value of 40. Why 40? Because we need to replenish this queue with 40. So we are assigning a number there as 40. We have also created an item list, right, which will be here, and we are also having a transporter in our thing, that is this as a transporter 13, okay, which is going to replenish the stuff, is what we are going to see in here. So that is what it is going to say. So now once we see this, you go to the acquire thing, we are going to acquire this transporter, right? And then let us go in the properties window, so you would be able to clearly know that what is this, right? So this is that transporter 13 which is assigned here, and we are going to acquire that whenever our token comes down here, okay? Then if you look at, we have pulled from list. What we are going to do is we are going to pull 40 parts from the rack. So we have written here as token.number. So number is having a label value of 40, which we already assigned here. So the request number is 40, the required number is 40, and we are assigning it to token.item, okay? Now when we go in down, we are going to wait for the content of this queue to go to 0, okay? Whenever our queue is going to get 0, we are going to tell this transporter, okay, to transport or to travel to the rack, right? Then it will go to the rack, and we are going to run a subflow for 40 quantities, okay? When you click on this subflow here, you will be able to see that it has been basically connected to the start one here and another start here, right? So this is what we are able to see, okay? I'm just resetting this now, and if you see that, what we came to know is there are two subflows, right? One with a quantity of 40, another with a quantity of 40. So this subflow is here, which is going to start with a moving of object. So what we are going to do is we are going to move token.item, which is an object, to the transporter. Once the object is moved onto the transporter, we are going to tell him to travel to this queue. And then once it travels to the queue, we are again going to run a subflow with a token.number, which is a quantity of 40, okay? And we are going to assign a label of creation rank, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it was created, the ranks would be assigned to that, and we are basically going to unload the part based on that, okay? One by one we are going to unload the part based on the creation of rank it had, and then we are going to release. We are going to make the transporter free, and the transporter is free to go anywhere. So this is a subflow, this is a process flow which is basically created in order to have an initial inventory generated. So just have a look at this, how this works. See, we created the parts in the rack, we created the parts in this queue. Now we are waiting for this token, right, to basically go, this queue go empty. So the number is 40, okay, the transporter is 13, which is assigned, and the items are respective items onto here which has been generated. Now let us go down and we can look at, and these are the parts which are available in the list here, okay, in this rack. Now once this queue is going to get emptied, right, you can see that my token will go down. So let us look at this. So the moment the token, just make this faster so that you could be able to see that. Yes, we are about to end this, and the moment we are going to end this, we are going to have this token go down and tell the transporter to travel, right? See, it is traveling. Then we will be moving the stuffs, okay, the subflow is executed. Now we are on a verge to travel to the queue. Now once we travel, we are again going to run subflow for unloading based on creation index, right? So creation rank, and then once those are unloaded, our queue is free. So whenever you need to create such type of activity in your simulation modeling, right, where we need to create an initial inventory and then you need to replenish the buffer whenever required, this is the best option of the process flow which you can apply by looking at this. Okay, if you want this if you want this Flexsim .fsm file of the simulation model, let me know in the comment section. We'll put a link of it to so that you can access this model and access the codes onto this. For your information, I got this model from Flexsim community where there was one question and the answer was required for him in order to get this answered, right? So I thought it would be a great model for you all guys to learn the Flexsim, right? Flexsim simulation modeling, logic building and stuffs that could help you. So I thought of bringing it to you. Let me know in the comment section how was this video for you, and hit a like button and share this with your friends. Then we have some of the couple of another process flows, right, which we will be looking in another video of this. Do stay tuned and be aware for that. So we have completed one of the process flow. We will be looking at another process flows. Okay, now we will be just looking at how the process works in this area, and then we will be learning of these disbursements. So let us meet in another interesting video. Till then, stay tuned and be aware for such exciting videos related to education, digital technologies and industrial engineering. Thanks for watching. Let us meet in another interesting video.